This man's name evokes gruesome images of impaled enemies and bloodthirsty tyranny. But was he truly a monster, or is there more to the story? Let's delve into the dual faces of Vlad the Impaler, one of the most notorious figures in history. Vlad the Impaler, also known as Vlad Dracula. You might be surprised to learn that he was both, depending on who you ask. He was a defender of his people, a crusader against the Ottomans, and a reformer of his land. But he was also a tyrant, a torturer, and a mass murderer. How did he become such a controversial and legendary character? Let's find out. Vlad was born in 1431 in Transylvania, which was part of the Kingdom of Hungary at the time. His father, Vlad Dracul, was a member of the Order of the Dragon, a chivalric order that fought against the Ottomans. His son's name, Dracula, means son of the dragon in Romanian. Vlad had two brothers, Mircea and Radu, who would later become his rivals. When Vlad was 11 years old, his father sent him and his younger brother Radu as hostages to the Ottoman Sultan, Murad II, to secure his loyalty. Vlad and Radu spent 6 years in captivity, where they were treated well, but also witnessed the cruelty of the Ottomans. Vlad developed a hatred for the Turks, while Radu became more friendly with them. In 1448, Vlad's father and older brother were killed by the Hungarian regent, John Hunyadi, who wanted to replace Vlad Dracul with his own puppet, Vladislav II. Vlad escaped from the Ottomans and tried to claim the throne of Wallachia, but he was defeated by Vladislav and fled to Moldavia. He then sought the support of the Hungarian king, Matthias Corvinus, who gave him an army to invade Wallachia again in 1456. This time, Vlad was successful and became the voivode, or prince, of Wallachia. He began a reign of terror in which he executed, tortured, and impaled thousands of his enemies, including boyars, nobles, Saxons, German settlers, and Turks. He also reformed the administration, the economy, and the military of his principality, and built fortresses and churches. He was a devout Christian who supported the crusade against the Ottomans. In 1462, Vlad launched a daring raid into Ottoman territory, killing tens of thousands of Turks and Muslim Bulgarians. He also tried to assassinate the Sultan, Mehmed II, who was leading a massive army to conquer Wallachia. Vlad's attack failed, but he managed to inflict heavy casualties on the invaders. He also left a gruesome sight for the Sultan, a forest of impaled corpses, estimated to number 20,000. The Sultan was horrified, but he did not give up. He continued his siege of Wallachia and eventually forced Vlad to retreat to Transylvania. He also supported Vlad's brother Radu, who had switched sides and became the Sultan's vassal. Radu was able to win over many Wallachians who preferred his mild rule over Vlad's harsh one. Vlad was betrayed by some of his allies and captured by the Hungarians, who accused him of treason and imprisoned him for 12 years. Vlad was released in 1474 after he converted to Catholicism and married a Hungarian noblewoman. He tried to regain his throne for the third time, with the help of Stephen III of Moldavia, his cousin and ally. He succeeded in 1476, but his rule was short-lived. He was killed in battle against the Ottomans, either by his own men or by the Turks. His head was cut off and sent to the Sultan, who displayed it as a trophy. Vlad the Impaler was a complex and contradictory figure who was both a hero and a villain, depending on the perspective. He was admired by his people for his courage and justice, but feared by his enemies for his cruelty and savagery. He was also an inspiration for the famous fictional character of Dracula, created by the Irish writer Bram Stoker in 1897. Stoker based his vampire on the legends and myths that surrounded Vlad, who was said to drink the blood of his victims and to rise from the dead.